Date of find, 12 September 2009. Location, Northern Canada. My name is Samuel, and I carry with me a tale of terror that the world needs to know. It is a story of loss, revenge, and the relentless pursuit of a monstrous entity, an insatiable Wendigo. It all began during a bitterly cold winter in the remote woods of northern Canada. My brother, Michael, and I were born and raised in a small cabin in the rugged wilderness. Life was simple but hard, and our bond as brothers was unbreakable. One winter, a fierce and bitter cold swept through our territory, making it even more challenging to find food. Desperation led us deeper into the wilderness in search of game. One fateful day, as we tracked a group of deer, we stumbled upon something that would change our lives forever. We found strange tracks in the snow, unlike anything we had ever seen. They were large and clawed, leading into the heart of the forest. Ignoring the ominous feeling in our guts, we followed the tracks deeper into the woods. As we ventured further, the temperature seemed to drop even lower, and an eerie silence enveloped us. It was as if the forest itself held its breath, warning us of the impending danger. We pushed on, our determination blinding us to the growing sense of unease. It wasn't long before we heard a guttural, otherworldly growl that sent shivers down our spines. We exchanged terrified glances, realizing that we were not alone in these woods. Something was stalking us, something that should not exist. Out of the darkness, it emerged a grotesque, emaciated creature with matted fur and hollow eyes. It was a Wendigo, a cursed entity from Native American folklore, a creature driven by an insatiable hunger for human flesh. My brother and I froze, paralyzed by fear as the Wendigo lunged at Michael with unnatural speed. Its elongated claws tore through the air, and before I could react, it had him in its grasp. I watched in horror as it sank its teeth into my brother's flesh, his screams of agony echoing through the forest. I fled, the sound of Michael's pleas for help haunting my every step. The Wendigo's monstrous feast had begun, and there was nothing I could do to save him. Grief and guilt consumed me as I returned to our cabin, alone and broken. I knew that I couldn't let my brother's death go unpunished. The Wendigo had taken everything from me, and I was determined to exact revenge. I spent years studying the legends and lore surrounding the Wendigo, learning its weaknesses and how to track the elusive creature. Armed with a shotgun and a heart filled with vengeance, I ventured back into the woods, guided by the memory of that fateful day. The forest had changed. It had grown darker, more foreboding, as if it had absorbed the malevolence of the Wendigo. But I pressed on, my determination unwavering. For nights on end, I followed the trail of the creature, surviving on meager supplies and haunted by the memory of Michael's screams. The Wendigo was cunning, leading me deeper into its territory, playing a deadly game of cat and mouse. It was on a moonless night, amidst a blizzard, that I finally cornered the Wendigo. I had tracked it to a remote, cave-like hollow in the heart of the forest. The creature's lair was a chilling sight, adorned with the remains of its victims. As I approached, the Wendigo emerged from the darkness, its emaciated form illuminated by the pale glow of the snow. It hissed and growled, its eyes locked onto mine. I raised my shotgun, my hands trembling but my resolve unwavering. The battle was fierce and brutal, a fight for survival and vengeance. The Wendigo's speed and ferocity were unmatched, but I had the fire of vengeance burning within me. I refused to become another victim of this cursed creature. The final shot echoed through the forest, and the Wendigo's agonized howl filled the night. It fell to the ground, lifeless, its curse finally broken. My brother's death had been avenged. As I stood there, victorious over the fallen Wendigo, a profound silence descended upon the woods. The malevolent presence that had tormented me for so long was finally gone. I had avenged my brother's death, but I had paid a heavy price in the process. Exhausted and wounded, I stumbled away from the lifeless Wendigo and deeper into the forest. The adrenaline that had fueled my fight began to wane, and the pain from my injuries intensified with each step. The forest, once a place of dread and terror, now seemed eerily calm. The whispers and unnatural sounds had ceased, as if the very woods mourned the passing of the Wendigo. My strength waned, and I knew that I couldn't make it back to the town. The wilderness would be my final resting place, just as it had been for my brother. I found a secluded spot beneath a towering pine tree and sat down, my breaths coming in ragged gasps. The cold embraced me like an old friend, and I closed my eyes, ready to accept my fate. As I lay there, the memories of my life flashed before me: happy days with Michael, the grief of his loss, the relentless pursuit of the Wendigo. I had come full circle, and now the forest would claim me as it had claimed my brother. The last thing I heard was the soft whisper of the wind through the trees, a mournful dirge for the fallen. In that moment, I found a strange sense of peace, knowing that I would be reunited with Michael in the afterlife. Chapter 2: The Discovery. Years passed, and the tale of Samuel and the Wendigo faded into local legend. The small town near the wilderness continued its existence, grateful for the peace that had returned to their lives. The memory of Samuel's sacrifice, however, remained buried in the annals of time. One fateful day, as a group of hikers ventured deep into the woods, they stumbled upon something unexpected. Hidden beneath the fallen leaves and moss was an old, weathered journal. Its pages were yellowed with age, and its leather cover showed signs of wear. Curiosity piqued. One of the hikers opened the journal and began to read. It was Samuel's diary, a detailed account of his encounters with the Wendigo, his quest for revenge, and his final moments in the forest. As the hikers read through the diary, they were captivated by Samuel's harrowing tale. They couldn't believe the horrors he had endured or the bravery he had shown in the face of the Wendigo's malevolence. Word of the discovery spread throughout the town, and soon the diary became a cherished relic. Samuel's story was no longer confined to whispers and rumors. It was now a part of their history. The townspeople erected a memorial in Samuel's honor, a reminder of the courage he had shown and the sacrifices he had made to protect their community. His diary was displayed in a local museum, allowing visitors to learn about the legend of Samuel and the Wendigo. Samuel's name became synonymous with bravery and selflessness, a symbol of the town's resilience in the face of darkness. His memory lived on in the hearts of the people, and his story served as a warning about the dangers that lurked in the wilderness. As for the hikers who had discovered the diary, they felt a deep connection to Samuel and his quest. They continued to explore the woods, not as adventurers seeking thrills, but as guardians, watchful for any signs that the Wendigo might return. The legend of Samuel and the Wendigo endured for generations, passed down from one storyteller to the next. It became a cautionary tale for those who ventured into the wilderness, a reminder of the darkness that could lurk in the most remote corners of the world. Samuel's diary remained a source of inspiration, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. It served as a reminder that even in the face of unspeakable horrors, there could be hope, courage, and the power to overcome. And so the story of Samuel and the Wendigo became a part of the town's identity, a symbol of their resilience and the enduring legacy of one man's bravery. In the heart of the forest, where Samuel had met his end, a plaque was placed bearing the inscription, "Here lies Samuel, a guardian of our town who faced the Wendigo and brought darkness down. His sacrifice, his courage in our hearts will stay a legend of our wilderness forever and a day. The memory of Samuel lived on, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the enduring power of a story that would never be forgotten.